Australia, listen up. We need to talk about what's sitting in your pantry right now. That bottle of olive oil you've been cooking with, drizzling on salads, feeding your kids, there's a good chance it's not what the label says it is. We spent weeks investigating the olive oil industry in Australia, and what we found will change how you shop forever. Here's the reality. Studies show that 85% of imported extra virgin olive oils sold in Australian supermarkets fail our national standards. 85%. That means refined oils, seed oil blends, rancid products, all marketed as premium extra virgin. The olive oil industry is one of the most fraudulent food sectors in the world. But here's the good news. Real olive oil does exist in Australia. We've identified 10 brands that actually deliver what they promise. These aren't paid promotions. These aren't sponsored recommendations. This is independent research showing you which oils won't trick you. Stick around. The last option is the best of them all, and it's something most Aussies never even consider. Let's break down the truth about olive oil in Australia. Most olive oil in Australia isn't made by farmers pressing fresh olives. It's manufactured in factories using techniques that would shock you. Here's how the scam works. Companies import low-grade olive oil, or worse, seed oils like sunflower and canola, then deodorize them using high-temperature steam to remove rancid smells. They add chlorophyll for that green color, beta-carotene for flavor, then mix in just enough real extra virgin to pass basic smell tests. The result? An oil that looks and smells legitimate but is nutritionally worthless and sometimes years old. A 2016 investigation by the Australian Olive Association tested 27 imported extra virgin olive oils from major supermarkets. The shocking results? 85% failed Australian standards. 78% failed international standards. They contained refined oils, seed oils, rancid products, or were made from damaged, low-grade fruit. This isn't just an Australian problem. In the United States, 80% of extra virgin olive oil doesn't meet legal standards. In Europe, organized crime has been caught running elaborate fraud schemes, adulterating millions of liters of oil. Italian authorities arrested 11 people in 2023 for mixing lampante oil, made from spoiled olives that legally cannot be sold as food, with legitimate products. If you're using this daily for cooking, if you're feeding it to your family believing it's healthy, these choices matter. You're paying premium prices for chemically manipulated products that have been refined, diluted, and aged beyond recognition. But there are exceptions. Some brands still do it right, tested, certified, and genuinely delivering quality. These 10 options won't deceive you. Let's show you exactly which ones deserve your money. Option number 1. Cobram Estate Classic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. This is Australia's most awarded olive oil brand for a reason. Cobram Estate grows olives in groves along Victoria's Murray River, crushes them within hours of picking, and cold presses without heat or chemicals. This process locks in antioxidants, polyphenols, and that distinctive peppery flavor real olive oil should have. What's actually in it? 100% Australian olives. No additives, no preservatives, no refined oil blends. The oil is certified under the Australian Olive Association's testing program, which is stricter than international standards. Independent reviews from Choice and Professional Chef blind taste tests rank it as the best Australian supermarket oil for fruitiness, bitterness, and pungency, the 3 scientific markers of quality. The catch? Price. A 750ml bottle costs $25 at Woolworths and Coles, sometimes $12.50 on sale. The 3-oil tin is $50. That's $1.66 per 100 milliliters. Worth it? Absolutely, if you want the best Australia produces. But this next brand offers similar quality at a lower price. Option number 2. Red Island Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Red Island is owned by Cobram Estate, but positioned as their budget-friendly line. It's 100% Australian, cold-pressed from fresh olives, and available at Woolworths, Coles, and IGA. What makes it different? Same quality standards as Cobram Estate, slightly milder flavor profile. It's certified by the Australian Olive Association and independently tested every quarter. Canstar Blue customer surveys in 2025 gave it 5 stars for taste, texture, and overall satisfaction, ranking it the #1 olive oil brand in Australia. Nutritional profile. Same monounsaturated fats, antioxidants, and vitamin E as premium brands. What's not in it? Preservatives, refined oils, chemical additives, or seed oil blends. The catch? A 1 bottle costs $25 at Woolworths, $2.50 per 100 ml. But the 3L tin drops to around $17.50 on sale, just $5.83 per liter. Worth it? Yes, best value for quality Australian oil. But this next one surprises people because it comes from overseas and actually delivers. Option number 3. Colavita extra virgin olive oil. This Italian import is one of the few international brands that consistently passes purity testing. In a blind taste test conducted by Broadsheet with Sydney's Fratelli Paradiso executive chef, Colavita was called the biggest flavor bomb you're going to find in the supermarket. What sets it apart? Packed in Italy from imported ingredients, it delivers ripe apple, banana, lemon, walnut, and rocket aromas with strong pungency and bitterness, signs of genuine polyphenols and fresh pressing. While most Italian oils are cut with cheap seed oils or aged lamponta, Colavita maintains proper quality control and fast shipping to Australia. The detailed breakdown: medium to high intensity fruitiness, well-balanced bitterness, lingering peppery finish, exactly what real extra virgin should taste like. The catch? It costs $15.99 for 500 milliliters at Harris Farm, about $3.20 per 100 milliliters. More expensive than Australian brands, and you're trusting a long European supply chain. Worth it? If you want bold Italian flavor and can verify the harvest date, yes. But if you're standing in a regular supermarket, this next category is crucial. Option number 4. Look for the Australian Olive Association certification logo. If you're standing in a Woolworths or Coles aisle feeling overwhelmed, here's your shortcut. Find the small triangular flask symbol on the label. That's the Australian Olive Association AOA certification mark. What this means: the oil is independently tested every quarter for purity, freshness, and compliance with Australian standards, which are stricter than international requirements. It can't be refined oil, can't be adulterated with seed oils, can't be rancid, and must meet strict chemical and sensory tests. Certified brands include Cobram Estate, Red Island, and select ALDI Romano oils. ALDI's certified Romano extra virgin sells for $8.49 per 750 ml, just $1.30 per 100 milliliters, making it the cheapest certified option. What's in certified oils? Fresh olives, cold pressed, no heat processing, no chemical manipulation. The catch? Not every oil in these stores is certified. You must check for the logo. Worth it? This is your practical supermarket solution. But most Aussies don't know this next option exists at all. Option number 5. Award-winning small Australian producers? These are the brands corporations hope you never discover. We're talking about Grassy Spur olives, Rio Vista, Guaramata olives, Alto olives, and Lissadurn Hill. Small batch, estate-grown, internationally award-winning oils. What makes them exceptional? Rio Vista's Hardy's Mammoth won Best Extra Virgin Olive Oil in Show at the 2024 Australian International Olive Awards with 93 points and a platinum medal. Grassy Spur's Frantoio took Best Boutique Volume. These aren't marketing claims. These are single varietal oils judged by international expert panels from Italy, China, Tunisia, and New Zealand. The insider knowledge? Most are only available direct from farms, at farmers markets, or through specialty stores. They're hand-harvested, cold-pressed within hours, and bottled in small production runs with complete traceability. The catch? Price and availability. Expect $30 to $50 for 500 milliliter. Limited stock, no convenience of supermarket shopping. Worth it if you want the absolute best and support real Australian farmers? Absolutely. But this next category is misunderstood by most shoppers. Option number 6. Australian Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oils. Most Aussies skip right past organic olive oils, dismissing them as overpriced or unnecessary. That's a mistake. Here's why organic matters for olive oil. Organic certification means no synthetic pesticides, no chemical fertilizers, no genetically modified organisms. For olives, which are pressed whole with their skins, this translates to cleaner fruit, producing cleaner oil with no pesticide residues. Brands like Coles Organic, Woolworths Macro Organic, and ALDI Just Organic all passed independent choice testing for quality. They contain the same monounsaturated fats, antioxidants, and vitamin E as conventional oils, but with verified clean growing practices. The breakdown: often single-origin Australian or certified European producers following strict organic standards. The catch? Price premium of $3–4 per 100 ml versus $1.50 to the $2.50 for conventional. Sometimes limited availability. Worth it? If you're already buying organic produce, this is the logical next step for avoiding pesticide exposure. But here's something most people get wrong about olive oil storage. Option number 7. Olive oil in dark glass bottles or metal tins. Most cheap olive oils come in clear plastic bottles. This is a disaster for oil quality. Light, especially UV light, breaks down antioxidants and causes rapid oxidation, turning fresh oil rancid within weeks of sitting on a shelf or in your cupboard. Quality producers use dark glass, green or brown tinted, or opaque metal tins. This blocks damaging light and preserves freshness for months. What to look for? Cobram Estate uses dark bottles. Red Island offers protective 3L tins. Small artisan producers typically use opaque containers. The detailed breakdown. Dark packaging extends shelf life to 12 months unopened, versus just 3 to 6 months for clear bottles exposed to fluorescent supermarket lighting. The catch? Slightly higher packaging costs, but the oil inside stays genuinely fresh. Worth it? Absolutely. You're protecting the nutritional value and flavor you're paying for. But wait, we saved the best option for last. The best olive oil Aussies can access isn't in any store. It's homemade. Before you think we've lost it, hear this out. If you have access to fresh Australian olives from a local farm, grower's market, or even a neighbor's backyard olive tree, you can make your own oil using a cold press method or even a high-powered blender for small experimental batches. Why this is superior? You eliminate the entire industrial system. No middlemen, no factories, no possibility of adulteration. You control harvest timing. Early harvest means more polyphenols, pressing method, genuine cold press without heat, and freshness, use within weeks of pressing for maximum nutrition. What completely disappears? Preservatives, refined oil blends, chemical deodorizers, corporate profit margins dictating quality, synthetic coloring agents, 3-year-old oil fraudulently sold as fresh, the entire multi-step supply chain that enables widespread fraud. The ingredient list? Olives. Just olives. That's it? Look, it's not perfect, and it isn't always easy or practical. You need access to fresh fruit, pressing equipment, or creative workarounds, time, and effort. Small batch yields mean you won't have liters stockpiled. But nutritionally, flavor-wise, and ethically, it exposes the fundamental truth. Real olive oil tastes nothing like the bland, chemically manipulated products dominating supermarket shelves. The bigger truth nobody talks about? Olive oil was never meant to be a mass-produced factory product. It's fresh-pressed fruit juice, seasonal, highly perishable, and never better than in the first few weeks after pressing. But the industry's economic incentives are completely backwards. Longer shelf life equals higher profit, bland flavor equals mass market appeal, chemical manipulation equals dramatically lower production costs. Drop your homemade olive oil experiences or questions in the comments. Maybe we'll investigate DIY methods next. Good olive oil exists in Australia, but bad olive oil is far more profitable. Now you understand the system. How to spot quality olive oil in 15 seconds. Here's your practical checklist for the grocery aisle. 1. Check for a harvest date. Red flag. No harvest date listed, only a vague best before somewhere in the future action. Put it back on the shelf. Why it matters. Fresh oil within 12 to 18 months of harvest retains maximum antioxidants and flavor. No harvest date means they're hiding the oil's age. 2. Look for certification logos. Red flag. No Australian Olive Association AOA logo, no quality certifications visible. Action. Put it back. Why it matters. Certified oils undergo independent quarterly testing for purity and authenticity. 3. Examine bottle color. Red flag. Clear plastic bottle, especially if stored under bright supermarket lights. Action. Put it back. Why it matters. Light rapidly destroys olive oil quality. Dark glass or metal tins preserve freshness. 4. Read the origin statement carefully. Red flag. Vague labels like packed in Italy from imported ingredients or generic product of EU. Action. Question it seriously. Why it matters. Australian oils have shorter farm-to-shelf times and face stricter testing standards. 5. Price reality check. Red flag. Extra virgin olive oil priced under $1 per 100 ml. Action. Walk away. Why it matters. Authentic Evo costs real money to produce properly. If it's suspiciously cheap, it's probably adulterated. This checklist will transform how you shop. Subscribe, because Aussies aren't being educated by these companies, we're being sold to. Corporations profit when you don't know these options exist. Remember to like this video and subscribe to help other Aussies discover the truth. Remember this core truth: good olive oil exists in Australia, but bad olive oil is more profitable. Chemical deodorizers extend shelf life. Refined oil blends cut production costs by 70%. Bland flavor profiles appeal to mass markets. That's why fraud is so rampant. The economic system actively rewards deception over quality. We're building Aussie Store Insider to investigate products Australians use every day. No sponsorships, no brand payments, just independent research showing you what stores don't want you to know. We're deciding which product to investigate next, and we want your input. Drop your suggestions in the comments. Should we expose breakfast cereals, protein powders, cleaning products, skincare items, packaged bread? Tell us what's in your shopping trolley that you're suspicious about, because once you see how these systems actually work, you can't unsee it. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more Australian product investigations. At Aussie Store Insider, we reveal the truth behind the labels. We compare, test, research, and report what Australian shoppers deserve to know but rarely discover. Your action plan starting today. Prioritize Australian olive oil when possible. Coburma State, Red Island, certified local producers. Always check for AOA certification logos before buying. Look for harvest dates, not just best before dates. Choose dark glass bottles or metal tins over clear plastic packaging. Never blindly trust extra virgin claims. Verify with certifications. Use opened oil within 3 months maximum. Store in cool, dark cupboards away from heat and light exposure. Remember, read labels carefully, question marketing claims, and stop trusting just the front of the package. Thanks for watching this first investigation. Stay informed, shop smarter, and we'll see you in the next one.